Hi student, today we are going to discuss about 12th standard physics lesson number 4 electromagnetic induction and alternating current. In this video we are going to talk about transformer. That is nothing but electrical device. So student, listen it. Transformer is a stationary device. Transformer is a stationary device. Already you know that electric power. Electric power is defined as the product of voltage and current is given by P is equal to VI. Product of voltage and current. This electric power used to transformer, the power is one circuit to another circuit without changing the frequency. So students, listen carefully. Some applied alternating voltage through the electric circuit. Are you clear? Some applied alternating voltage through the electric circuit either increase or decrease. With the correspondingly alternating current is changing, either decreasing or increasing. So this transformer, there are two type of transformer. One is step up transformer, second one is step down transformer. Now step up transformer converts an alternating current with low voltage to high voltage. With low voltage to high voltage. This is called a step up transformer. Step down transformer converting alternating current with high voltage to low voltage. This is called a step down transformer. Are you clear, children? Okay. The principle of transformer is the mutual inductance between two coils. Already you know that mutual inductance. Let us consider two coil C1, coil 1, coil 2. We call it is primary coil and secondary coil. Are you clear? This is a primary coil and this one is a secondary coil. Now the primary coil across connected to the alternating voltage. Now voltage is applied to primary coil. The current flow through the number of turns of the primary coil produced a magnetic field. These magnetic field lines interact with the secondary coil. The changing magnetic flux and EMF is produced secondary coil. EMF is produced secondary coil. So already you know that mutual inductance of the two coils. Are you clear? Okay. Now see transformer. This is a simple construction of transformer circuit. Now taking laminated core. This is a laminated core, square type of laminated core. This is a metal. So laminated and made up of good magnetic materials like silicon steel. Now the winding of number of turns of the coil. So this one is a primary coil. Here secondary winding of number of turns of the coil. This is secondary coil. So primary coil we call it as P1. P and secondary coil we call it S. Okay. Now the primary coil across connected to the AC voltage. That means alternating voltage. Here connected to alternating voltage. Okay. Now voltage is applied to the primary circuit. The current, primary current IP flowing through the primary coil. Flowing through the primary coil. Now here the magnetic field is produced. These magnetic field lines interact with the secondary coil. Now here the flux will be changes phi. The flux will magnetic flux will be changes and EMF is produced on secondary coil. So EMF is produced. So EMF, that is epsilon S. Here the primary EMF epsilon P, or we call it is a VP, voltage, primary voltage, and Vs is secondary voltage. So this is a construction. Now listen to it. Two coil of high mutual inductance wind over the same transformer core. High mutual inductance, primary coil and secondary coil. Are you clear? Okay. This is a magnetic material. Okay. The coil across alternating voltage is applied is called a primary coil. And a secondary coil, the output. Secondary coil output is produced. So okay. Now working. If the primary coil is connected to a source of alternating voltage, the transformer consists of primary and secondary coil insulated from each other, wind on a soft iron core. To minimize eddy current, a laminated iron core is used. Now the AC input is applied or alternating voltage is applied across primary coil. The continuously varying current in the primary coil produce varying magnetic flux in the primary coil, producing magnetic flux phi. The primary current of IP, which in turn produce a varying magnetic flux in the secondary coil, producing varying a magnetic flux. Hence an induced EMF is produced across the secondary. This is a induced EMF. Now this means the rate at which magnetic flux changes through each turns is same for both primary and secondary. So Vp is equal to Vs. As a result of flux changes, magnetic flux changes, EMF is induced both primary and secondary coil. The induced EMF in the primary circuit, we call it is epsilon P, is almost equal to opposite to the applied voltage. So this is a Vp is nothing but a epsilon P. So and is given by, what is the induced EMF? Already you know that d phi b by dt. Are you clear? Now see, the EMF induced in the primary circuit epsilon P or EP is almost equal to opposite to the applied voltage EP, Vp. This is nothing but a primary voltage, that is equal to epsilon P is equal to minus NP d phi by dt. This is the induced EMF, number of turns of the primary coil, minus NP d phi b divided by dt. This is equation number 1. So the frequency of alternating magnetic flux in the core the same as the frequency of the applied voltage. Therefore induced EMF in secondary will also same frequency as that of applied voltage. So students, the EMF is induced in the secondary coil, epsilon s is given by minus ns d phi divided by dt. Now NP and NS, this is nothing but a number of turns in the primary and secondary. If the secondary circuit is opened, so EMF is produced, we call it as a epsilon s or Vs. So Vs is the voltage across secondary coil. Voltage across secondary coil. Therefore, Vs is equal to minus Ns d phi b divided by dt. This is equation number 2. Now equation number 2 and 1 is dividing. 2 and 1 is dividing. So Vs divided by Vp, that is equal to Ns divided by Np. Therefore, this is nothing but K. K is constant proportionality. So we call it is ideal transformer. Ideal transformer. K is nothing but ideal transformer. So okay. Now the input power, that is equal to output power. When the transformer, for a ideal transformer, the input power is equal to output power. Already you know that input power is equal to voltage into current. Output power is equal to voltage into current on the secondary circuit. This is the primary circuit, this is a secondary circuit. Okay, now what is the Vp? Applied voltage of the primary circuit. Ip, this is a primary current. Secondary voltage and a secondary current. Is is a secondary current. Okay, now primary and secondary coil respectively. Therefore, what is this? Now Vp Ip, that is equal to Vs Is. So now Vs divided by Vp, Ip divided by Is, that is equal to Ns divided by Np. Are you clear? This is nothing but a K, ideal transformer. So students, this equation in terms of amplitude of corresponding quantity. So amplitude of corresponding quantity. So students, here there is step up transformer and a step down transformer. In this case of step up transformer, so number of turns of the coil, secondary coil, is greater, more than number of turns compared to primary coil. So Ns greater than Np. So ideal transformer is greater than 1, K greater than 1. Therefore, secondary voltage is greater than primary voltage, and but current is decreases when the secondary voltage is increases, the current is decreases. At the same time, the primary voltage is decreases but current is increases. So in this case of step up transformer, in which voltage is increases and the corresponding current is decreases. This is a step up transformer. And a step down transformer, the voltage is decreases and the current is increases. Ns less than Np, Vs less than Vp, and current Is greater than Ip. So this is a step up transformer and a step down transformer. Now calculate efficiency of a transformer. Efficiency of transformer is defined as the ratio of output power divided by input power. What is output power? Secondary coil. This is the output power. Input power, primary coil. So now calculate, this is the important formula of efficiency of a transformer. Eta is equal to output power divided by input power in percentage. Converting in percentage, 100%. Transformer are highly efficiency device having their efficiency in the range of 96 to 99%. So without loss of energy of a transformer. So various energy loss in a transformer will not allow them to be 100% efficient. So this is a very important 5-mark question, transformer. Next topic, energy losses in a transformer. So students, this is an important 3-mark question. So already I said transformer is an electrical device, stationary object, do not rotating part. So its efficiency is much more than that of rotating machines like generator, dynamo and motors. But there are many factors which lead to energy loss in a transformer. In first factor, core loss or iron loss. The repeated magnetization and demagnetization of the iron core caused by the alternating input voltage produce a loss in energy called hysteresis loss. Now listen here. The transformer core is magnetized and demagnetization repeatedly by the alternating voltage applied across primary coil. Hysteresis takes place due to which some energy is lost in the form of heat. So this is a hysteresis. How to minimize the hysteresis loss? By using steel of high silicon content in making transformer core. This is nothing but a material having a least hysteresis loss. Alloy like mu metal and silicon steel are used to reduce the hysteresis loss. Are you clear, children? Then alternating magnetic flux is nothing but varying magnetic flux produced eddy current in the core. Already you know that eddy current. This is nothing but induced current. This lead to the wastage of energy in the form of heat. So this is nothing but, therefore there is energy loss due to the flow of eddy current called eddy current loss. How to minimize the eddy current? Already you know that by using laminated core. So lamination of transformer core or alloy of steel made of stelloy. So laminated core, this is nothing but a laminated core. In second factor, copper loss. Copper loss is nothing but heating loss. Already you know that Joule's law of heating, H is equal to I square R. The current flowing through the primary and secondary winding lead to Joule's heating effect. Hence, some energy is lost in the form of heat. Listen student, when a current flowing through the resistance, some of the current using work done and remaining some of the current, it is form of heat. So this is a energy loss. So how to minimize the copper loss? So which is minimized by using wire of large diameter. This is nothing but thick wires with a considerably low resistance are used to minimize this loss. Then third factor, flux leakage. This is nothing but flux loss. The flux produced in the primary coil is not completely linked with the secondary coil due to leakage. Understand, students? The magnetic flux produced in the primary coil is not completely linked with the secondary coil due to leakage. This result in the loss of energy. So, these loss can be minimized by the using a shell type core. So, winding coil one over the others. So, this is a energy loss in a transformer. This is a 3 mark question. And next, go to discuss advantages of AC in long distance power transmission. Are you clear, children? The electric power generator in a power station situated in a remote place like nuclear power reactor, thermal power reactor, hydroelectric power reactor. So this is a remote place in situation. This is nothing but power station transmitted to different regions for domestic and industrial use. For long distance transmission, power lines are made of conducting materials like aluminum. There is always some power loss associated with these lines. So students, the electric power generator is transmitted over long distance through the transmission line to reach town or city, or like the domestic and industrial usage, where it is actually consumed. This process is called power transmission. But there is difficulty during power transmission. So, sizable fraction of electric power is lost due to Joule's heating effect. Already you know that Joule's heating effect, H is equal to I square R. In the transmission line, which are hundred of kilometer longs, very long distance, this power loss can be tackled either by reducing current or resistance can be reduced with a thick wire of copper or aluminum. But this increases the cost of production of transmission line and other related expansion. So this way of reducing power loss is not economically viable. Since the power produced is alternating in nature, there is a way out. So the most important properties of alternating voltage that it can be stepped up and stepped down by using transformer could be exploited in reducing current and thereby reducing power losses to a greater extent. Already you know that step of transformer, alternative current is low voltage into high voltage. The transformer convert low voltage to high voltage. This is step up transformer. Are you clear? But a step down transformer, high voltage to low voltage. So students, then it is transmitted through transmission line. this reduced current at high voltage reach the destination, that means distance, a long distance, without any appreciable loss. At the receiving point, the voltage is decreases. Say for example, in our home, low voltage 230. So voltage is decreases and the current is increases to a appropriate value by using step down transformer, and then it is given to consumer. So this power transmission is done efficiently and economically. Now I tell one example. Now the 400 megawatt. Now listen here. This is a 400 megawatt power produced at a 50,000 volt, 15 kV in the power station. It produced a power station at say for example Neyveli. Like Neyveli is stepped up by a step-up transformer. Step-up transformer is converted 50 kV to 230 kV. Is converted 230 kV before transmission. The power is then transmitted through the transmission line, which form a part of grid. The grid connect, so this is a grid, aluminum wire. The grid connect different part of the country outside the city. The power is stepped down. Now 230 kV into 110 kV. Here stepped down transformer 110 kV is converted because using step down transformer. Again the power is stepped down to 11 kV by the transformer. Before distribution to the user, the power is stepped down to 30 volt or 440 volt depending upon the need of user, city, industrial or domestic. In our home we are using 230 volt. So this is a power transmission. Okay students, then today evaluation. Answer my question. First question, what are step up and step down transformer? Second question, explain the construction and working of transformer. This is a 5-mark question. Third question, mention the various energy loss in a transformer. 3-mark questions. Give the advantage of AC in long distance power transmission with an example.